I want to get back now just to these voices that we can't hear enough of from this crisis on the border.
Well, I think that what you're seeing is basically a sense of hopeful foreboding, because yes, the trends are all in the right direction here in the United States. And
we have the longest unarmed border in the world, and that border is with the country of Canada. The country of Canada is an enormous country. There are some 25 to 30 million Canadians, and that border from the state of Oregon all the way to the state of Maine is completely unarmed, and we do not have a single problem with illegal immigration from the country of Canada. The same cannot be said for our border with Mexico, which is very, very heavily armed, which is very, very heavily patrolled, and the reason people will give you for this is because they think that there are too many illegal Mexican aliens coming across that border into this country. The solution to the problem, Phil, and I have been up and down the corridors of Congress with this over the last couple of weeks. I have been to every special interest lobby in Washington. The solution to the problem is not to arm the border with Mexico. It's as simple as that. We have got an expenditure in excess every year of $200 million for the United States Border Patrol with all of the federal agents and all of the federal marshals that work that area, for equipment, for choppers, for jeeps, for guns, for the chain link fences that we put up, and all of the things that are supposed to be prophylactic toward the solution to this problem of illegal aliens. It hasn't done a thing. We still, to the tune of some 2 to 3% every month, we have illegal aliens streaming into this country from south of the border. The solution to the problem, Phil, is very simply we have to unarm that border.
When you hear that audio, what did you think?
I think what you're seeing out of President Biden is managing expectations. He's talking about the 4th of July.
I know this is hard for you too.
The foreboding is that Europe is a mess. Brazil's even worse. And there's real concerns.
Listen, I know you're a father. I know you're a father of 4.
Well, it's all about turning the temperature way the heck down, Megan. I mean...
Hang on, but if that is the audio, even if you're hearing it for the first time, and you...
Well, you know, look, this is a popular bill.
But making light of a bad situation, why should you ever make light?
Most Americans are going to be getting money directly in their paychecks as a result of this bill.
So a couple of things, and I think you're right to point out...
So there's a lot of money going out. There's a lot of support for this bill in the country, but you're right, not a single Republican. Well, look, he's clearly lost the confidence.
There's so much being thrown at people.
This is a mess, and you're right to point out that it started before the allegations.
Who don't know as much about immigration, certainly as you do as a Border Patrol agent, right? But there are a couple of ways to come into this country. If you are an undocumented immigrant and you are in the Rio Grande River and you come out on the other side, that is illegal, right? And
then the revelation that he had tried to bully an Assemblyman Kim, saying that he would destroy him. These are the actions of a bully.
That is legal. I know you have to be inspected, and you know the process needs to happen to be appropriate.
What do you do with an unaccompanied child that comes to the border?
You know, America is outraged by what is happening, and I want you, as Border Patrol agent, can you assure everyone watching that you and your Border Patrol colleagues are treating these children humanely?
Well, it's a mess. It's been a mess for a long time. It wasn't just Donald Trump's.
Yes, and I know you say, ultimately it's up to you. You're doing your job, but
now what we're seeing a surge of unaccompanied minors. These are children that are coming up on their own. They're not being separated by the U.S. government. But it's a mess, and
the children need to be separated. It's a zero tolerance policy.
And the downside of that very understandable policy is that it encourages more people to say that they'll come up because they're going to be treated more humanely.
Some children are used as mules. Some of this is nefarious. It's not all just a family.
I mean, and it's not surprising.
Can you still hear me? 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 Can you still hear me?
Raw Dog News.